Hello, boys and girls at home. I always look this way, but I guess I should be looking over here at the camera, huh? I'm never looking at you guys. Okay. We are starting our next chapter of Wonder, and we have a new person telling the story, a new perspective, a new narrator, person telling the story. Who remembers who the person is telling the story in this next chunk? I can't say your name. Girl in the pink? Huh? Summer. So we're talking about August's friend, Summer. And when we go to each new person telling the story, they have like a little quote underneath it, and this is Summer's. You are beautiful no matter what they say. Words can't bring you down. You are beautiful in every single way. Yes, words can't bring you down. Does anybody know what that is? The teachers know. Little Christina Aguilera. You are beautiful. No matter what they say. Oh, he likes it. All right, maybe we can play it later. All right, this chapter is called Weird Kids. Some kids have actually come out and asked me why I hang out with the freak so much. These are kids that don't even know him well. If they knew him, they wouldn't call him that because he's a nice kid. I always answer, and don't call him that. You're a saint, Summer, Eximia Chin said to me the other day. I couldn't do what you're doing. It's not a big deal, I answered. Did Mr. Tushman ask you to be friends with him? Charlotte Cody asked. No, I'm friends with him because I want to be friends with him, I answered. Who knew that my sitting with August Pullman at lunch would be such a big deal? Because people acted like it was the strangest thing in the world. It's weird how weird kids can be. I sat with him that first day. I felt sorry for him. That's all. Here he was, this strange-looking kid in a brand new school. No one was talking to him. Everyone was staring at him. All the girls at my table were whispering about him. He wasn't the only new kid at Beecher Prep, but he was the only one everyone was talking about. Julian had nicknamed him the Zombie Kid, and that's what everyone was calling him. Did you see the Zombie Kid yet? Stuff like that gets around fast. And August knew it. It's hard enough being the new kid, even when you have a normal face. Imagine having his face. So I just went over and sat with him. Not a biggie. I wish people would stop trying to turn it into something major. He's just a kid. The weirdest looking kid I've ever seen, yes, but just a kid. Oh, Summer has very good empathy. Say empathy. Empathy is being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes to understand how they're feeling. She said, imagine how hard it is being a new kid and not having any friends. And then imagine how hard that would be if you had a face that was different than everyone else's. She put herself in this situation so she could better understand him and how he felt. The next chapter is called The Plague. I do admit August's face takes some getting used to. I've been sitting with him for 2 weeks now, and let me say, he's not the neatest eater in the world. But other than that, he's pretty nice. I should also say that I don't really feel sorry for him anymore. That might have been what made me sit down with him the first time, but it's not why I kept sitting down with him. I keep sitting down with him because he's fun. One of the things I'm not loving about this year is how a lot of kids are acting like they are too grown up to play things anymore. All they want to do is hang out and talk at recess. And all they talk about is who they like and who is cute and who isn't cute. August doesn't bother about that stuff. He likes to play Foursquare at recess, and I love to play Foursquare. It was actually because I was playing Foursquare with August that I found out about the plague. Apparently, this is a game that's been going on since the beginning of the year. Anyone who accidentally touches August has 30 seconds to wash their hands or find hand sanitizer before they catch the plague. I'm not sure what happens if you actually catch the plague because nobody's touched August yet. Not directly. How I found out about this is that Maya Markowitz told me that the reason she won't play Foursquare with us at recess is that she doesn't want to catch the plague. I was like, what's the plague? And then she told me. I told Maya I thought that was really dumb, and she agreed. But she still won't touch a ball that August just touched. The next chapter is called The Halloween Party. I was really excited because I got invited to Savannah's Halloween party. Savannah is probably the most popular girl in school. All the boys like her. All the girls want to be friends with her. She was the first girl in our grade to actually have a boyfriend. It was some kid who went to MS281. That's the name of their school. That person's school. Though she dumped him and started dating Henry Joplin. Which makes sense because the two of them totally look like teenagers already. Anyway, even though I'm not in the popular group, I somehow got invited, which is very cool. When I told Savannah I got her invitation and would be going to the party, she was really nice to me, though she made sure to tell me that she didn't want a lot of people to come, so I shouldn't go around bragging to anyone that I got invited. Maya didn't get invited, for instance. Savannah also made sure to tell me not to wear a costume. It's good she told me because, of course, I would have came in a costume to a Halloween party. Not the unicorn costume I made for the parade, but like the goth girl getup that I was going to wear to school. But even that was a no-no for Savannah's party. The only negative about going to Savannah's party was that now I wouldn't be able to go to the parade, and the unicorn costume would be wasted. That was kind of a bummer, but okay. Anyway, the first thing that happened when I got to the party was that Savannah greeted me at the door and asked, "Where's your boyfriend, Summer?" I didn't know what she was talking about. "I guess he doesn't have to wear a mask at Halloween, right?" she added. And then I knew she was talking about August. "He's not my boyfriend," I said. "I know, I'm just kidding." And she kissed my cheek. All the girls in her group kiss each other's cheek when they say hello. And threw my jacket on the coat rack in the hallway. Then she took me by the hand down the stairs, which is where the party was. I didn't see her parents anywhere. There were about 15 kids there. All of them were very popular kids from either Savannah's group or Julian's group. I guess they're all kind of merged together in one big super group of popular kids now that they're all dating each other. I didn't even know there were so many couples. I mean, I knew Savannah and Henry, but Examia and Miles, and Ellie and Amos? Ellie's practically as young as I am. Anyway, about 5 minutes after I got there, Henry and Savannah were standing next to me, literally hovering over me. "So, we want to know why you hang out with the zombie kid so much." "He's not a zombie." I laughed like I was making a joke. I was smiling, but I didn't feel like smiling. "You know, Summer," said Savannah, "you would be a lot more popular if you didn't hang out with him so much. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Julian likes you. He wants to ask you out." "He does? Do you think he's cute?" Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he's cute." "So you have to choose who you want to hang out with," Savannah said. She was talking to me like she was a big sister. Everyone likes you, Summer. Everyone thinks you're really nice and you're really, really pretty. You could totally be part of our group if you wanted to. And believe me, there's a lot of girls in the grade that would love to be part of our group. I know, I nodded. Thank you. You're welcome, she answered. You want me to tell Julian to come over and talk to you? I looked over to where she pointed and could see Julian looking at us. Actually, I need to go to the bathroom. Where is that? I went to where she pointed. I sat down on the bathtub and I called my mom to pick me up. Is everything okay? Said Mom. Yeah, I just don't want to stay here, I said. Mom didn't ask any questions and she said she'd be there in 10 minutes. Don't ring the bell, I told her. Just call when you're here. I hung out in the bathroom until Mom called, and then I snuck upstairs and went outside. It was only 9:30. The Halloween parade was still in full swing down Amherst Avenue. Huge crowds everywhere. Everyone was in costumes, skeletons and pirates and princesses and vampires and superheroes, but not one unicorn. Ooh. Did she have a very good Halloween? No, she didn't. This next chapter is called November. The next day at school, I told Savannah I had eaten something really bad. I had eaten some really bad Halloween candy and gotten sick, which is why I went home early from our party, and she believed me. There was actually a stomach bug going around, so it was a good lie. I also told her that I had a crush on someone else that wasn't Julian, so she would have to leave me alone about that. And of course, she wanted to know who I had a crush on, and I told her it was a secret. August was absent that day after Halloween, and when he came back, I could tell something was up with him. He was acting weird at lunch. He barely said a word. He kept looking down at his food, like he wouldn't look at me in the eye. Finally, I was like, Augie, is everything okay? Are you mad at me or something? No, he said. Sorry you weren't feeling well on Halloween. I kept looking for Boba Fett in the halls. Yeah, I was sick. Did you have that stomach bug? Yeah, I guess. He opened a book and started to read, which was kind of rude. I'm so excited about the Egyptian Museum project, I said. Aren't you? He shook his head. His mouth was full of food. I actually looked away because between the way he was chewing, which almost seemed like he was being gross on purpose, and the way his eyes were just kind of closed, I was getting a really bad vibe from him. What project did you get? I asked. He shrugged, pulled out a little scrap of paper from his jean pocket, and flicked it over across the table at me. Everyone in the grade got assigned an Egyptian artifact to work on the Egyptian Museum Day, which was in December. The teachers wrote all the assignments down on tiny scraps of paper, which they put into a fishbowl, and then the kids pulled them out. So I unfolded Augie's little slip of paper. Oh, cool, I said, maybe a little overexcited because I was trying to get him psyched. You got Step Pyramid of Saqqara. Saqqara? I think it's Saqqara. I know, he said. I got Anubis, the god of the afterlife. The one with the dog head? It's actually a jackal head, I corrected him. Hey, you want to start working on our projects together after school? You could come to my house. He put the sandwich down and leaned back in his chair. I can't even describe the look he gave me. You know, Summer, he said, you don't have to do this. What are you talking about? You don't have to be friends with me. I know Mr. Tushman talked to you. I have no idea what you're talking about. You don't have to pretend, is all I'm saying. I know Mr. Tushman talked to some kids before school and told them they had to be friends with me. He did not talk to me, August. Yeah, I did. No, he did not. Yeah, he did. No, he didn't. I swear on my life. I put my hands up in the air so he could see that I wasn't crossing them. He immediately looked down at my feet, so I took off my Uggs so he could see that I wasn't crossing my toes either. You're wearing tights, he said accusingly. You can see my toes are flat, I yelled. Okay, you don't have to scream. I don't like being accused of things, okay? Okay, I'm sorry. You should be. He really didn't talk to you? Augie! Okay, okay. I'm sorry. I would have stayed mad at him longer, but then he told me about something bad that had happened to him on Halloween, and I couldn't stay mad at him anymore. Basically, he heard Jack bad-mouthing him and saying really horrible things behind his back. It kind of explained his attitude, and now I know why he had been sick. Promise you won't tell anyone? He said. I won't, I nodded. Promise you won't ever be mean to me like that again? Promise, he said. And then we pinky swore. He has a really good friend with Summer, doesn't he? I'm glad that he told her what was bothering him so that she could make him feel better. It feels good to get things off your chest sometimes, doesn't it? Yep. And do you think that it was a smart choice for her to leave that party? Do you think those are the kind of kids that Summer needs to be hanging around? I don't think so either. All right, bye boys and girls.